morning. So be sure to like the video, comment down below. Let me know where y'all tapping in, tuning in from, subscribe to the channel as well. As you can see by the title of this video, man, a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie, So we're gonna wait till more people funnel in, and then we obviously wanna jump into this topic, man. How y'all doing this morning? Just came back from the gym, got a good little workout in, hit the steam room, feeling good, feeling refreshed. Definitely still feeling tired simultaneously. But here we are. Back to drinking my coffee, man. So as y'all funnel in, comment down below. Let me fill up my cup of coffee. But you know, I'm around, I'll be back. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Y'all know how I always make these videos on how we live in a clown world. We live in a world to where it's really a facade. There's not too many truths that are told. And, you know, people would rather have comforting lies and uncomfortable truths. And just as the reality of the world, man, people don't want to live in reality. People want to act like everything is all sweet candy and flowers. And, you know, when people feel wrong, when people feel uncomfortable, they tend to stray away from these types of conversations. So let's see who pops in, man. Let's see who pops in. A majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie, man. And I like doing these live streams in the morning more so. I actually did go live last night for a brief 10-minute video. And y'all are gonna see me do more of these like short lives. So comment down below as y'all come into the stream. Be sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel, man. We hit 744, I believe, subscribers. So we're trying to hit that 800 as soon as possible, man. We just gonna give it like 2 more minutes. And if nobody jumps into the stream, I'm just gonna go ahead and run and gun it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and run and gun it. I got a few topics that I wanna address according to this subject matter. And we're gonna go down the line one by one. Got about 7 topics to address according to this. So be sure to comment down below, engage in the chat, like the stream, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. All right, we got Cool Cooker 165 says hi. Shout out to you, man. We got 3 people in the stream, 3 likes. Go ahead and comment where y'all from, where y'all tuning in from this morning. It's Friday morning on my side of town, man. So I don't know where y'all are located in the world, but it's early morning for us in Florida. So I appreciate y'all taking time to join. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's just go ahead and run and gun it, man. A majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hop into this, man. So the first topic that I wanted to touch on is the fact that school is a lie. And we're gonna go into the phases and peel back the layers of the onion to this, but you know, school is a facade in the sense that, let's start with high school, middle school, right? You know how a lot of the elder folks and the wise folks that you surround yourself with kind of equate that these early years, you don't really learn a lot for the real world. You know how people always say, man, I'm world smart. I'd rather be street smart than book smart. That's what I mean by this subject matter. That school, and we're gonna emphasize college later on, but school through middle school and high school, they're not teaching you the cream of the crop, the bread and butter to be successful in the real world. It's a lot of subject matter that you don't really apply in your day-to-day, right? I work in 9-to-5 corporate. A lot of what I do has nothing to do with social studies, has nothing to do with geography, has nothing to do with just randomness. Really think about that, man. It's funny to me that have 4 years in high school, we got all this time in middle school, and if I really recall, a lot of that time was emphasized towards athletics. People wanted to make it to D1, people wanted to be athletes, people wanted to make it to the pros, right? So it's interesting enough that, you know, people try to put emphasis on being in school, this and that, but then you come to realize that that's not really anything of that much importance. And I mean, we can even segue immediately into college, man. Think about it. When people go into college, you ever wonder why students change their majors like this? They're frequently changing their majors because they don't really know what they want to do in life, man. So yeah, As you funnel into the stream, be sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're talking about a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie, man. So, I've kind of ran with this narrative that I don't really coincide with the world and what everybody else does, because the things that I aspire to do, the world isn't on that page. So, you know how people always say, don't listen to the people who aren't doing what you want to do in life? Surround yourself with the people you aspire to become like. I mean, it's plain common sense. Why would I want to surround myself with people who are doing mundane things, mundane activities, if I aspire for the upper echelon, the cream of the crop? It makes no sense, man. So shout out to Miss Peaches. I'm going to be shouting y'all out as we go through these topics. Shout out to Cool Cooker. Shout out to Heavenly. And shout out to Anthony Wessels, man. Appreciate y'all joining the stream, man. If you haven't liked already, like and subscribe to the channel. So college. We were on the subject matter of college, man. College, think about it. Like I said, 1 million people switch up their major because in college, it's the party town. It's frat city, man. Let's party. Let's turn up. Everybody experiments. People don't go to college to really learn and get prepared for the real world if you really think about it. People are there to have fun, turn up. It's the first few years that they're living outside of their parents' home. So my approach is not to sit here and be like, this is what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? So naturally, as human beings, we adapt and adjust. It's trial and error. We learn what we like. We learn what we don't like. And when you leave your parents' home, a safe space to where you've been coddled the majority of your life, you're not immediately trying to hit the ground running, trying to run into a profession. So think about this. Parents will try to force you, man, you need to be a doctor. You need to be a scientist. I want you to be an accountant. But then deep down inside, you don't care to do any of that stuff. I think if parents kind of took it from an approach more so of like strengths, weaknesses, what is my child like versus go get your degree. If you look at the percentage of children nowadays who graduate from a 4-year university who are actually applying their degree in the real world, it's minimal. It's minimal. And it even ties back to the initial point that I made about how people will switch their majors 3 to 4 times. They don't know what they want to do, period. They don't know what they want to do. As we grow and adapt, we learn. Dislikes, likes. You can't force that on somebody immediately when they graduate high school. So just something to think about. And I get it. Our parents love us and care about us. They want the best for us. And a lot of these kids that take these gap years, some of them just flunk out or some of them just never go back. So I can see that middle ground in terms of where they want to have kind of like that safe space for them, right? So we'll kind of read through some of the comments a little bit. We got Cody Bell says, hell yeah. Cool Cooker says, bro, I'm a year 5 and my school sucks. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, he says, hey, chat, Home Depot is hiring $35 an hour just to take wood in the bag. Okay, fire. I have a senior in high school this year and I'm like, yeah, these are things you got to think about, Miss Peaches. And we got Miss Beat BC Sibanda. Okay, shout out to y'all, man. We got folks that want to work construction as well. So yeah, think about that a little bit. College is a scam. A lot of people are saying college, it's not applicable to the real world. And I was even a person who graduated high school. I went to community college. I didn't go straight to a 4-year. I went to a trade school after community college. But immediately after high school, I had to pay my own rent. I had a real world job. So back to the point I was making in terms of real world experience, real life experience. I'd rather be street smart than book smart. A lot of my counterparts, people that I went to high school with, they were not getting no real world. I had to pay bills straight out of high school. I had rent due. I had to work a job. These kids just went to school and partied. And I'm not knocking that, but that was just the cards I was dealt in life. So there are certain positives to each side of the coin. You got to understand that in life will mold you well-roundedly, holistically in certain parameters, just depending on how you approach it, your experiences, things of that sort. So, all right, let's go to the 9 to 5, man. My next point is 9 to 5s, corporate. It's a lie. It's a waste of time. Oh, you save up for your retirement. Oh, 401k. I think that I always use this analogy, man. You can't fit a circle into a square. You can't fit a round peg into a square, right? Basically, those building blocks you used to play with as a kid, different shapes. You had to get the correct shape right for it to fit. And people nowadays seem to think that everybody is one-track minded, one-faceted. We're all different. We all have different strengths, different skills, different gifts God has implanted and instilled within us. So use those to your benefits. But this whole, like, the generation before us, man, I salute you guys, because you guys could stay at a job 10 to 15 years. You stacking up your retirement fund. You got your 401k running and thriving. But the generation from my era, the millennials, right? We were not having that. Like, even my resume shows that, like, I was at a job 2 years, 3 years. It's a rarity to where you see people from our generation and they're staying in a job a decade plus. Now, don't get me wrong. I have some friends that have I got a friend who works for Lexus. He's been there for like 13, 14 years. So there's people who can do it, but for some reason, our generation, and even more so this Gen Z and all these younger guys, it's the microwave era mindset. We're always on to the next thing. We get bored quickly. We want to acquire various skills. And I've always equated it to a jack of all trades, or you're a master of one thing. You know what I'm saying? I would say I'm more so like a jack of all trades, because I've worked in a lot of different environments. I've been in a lot of different spaces. I've acquired a lot of knowledge and skills from a lot of people from various different ethnic backgrounds and cultures. And I think that sharpens your sword to a whole different extent. Think about that. That still like works in your advantage. So if you're new to the stream, man, we're talking about how a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is more than likely a lie. So be sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. So we hit on middle school, high school. We talked about college, and now we're talking about the 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is a scam to me, or the corporate world, because you're replaceable there. They don't really care about you like that. You get sick, maybe you got a commission, you're probably more likely on the chopping block to get fired. Of course, some of these companies will have grace, but they look at you like a number. They can see that you have skills that are replaceable. I can get somebody else to do the same job that you do. You know, so put up and shut up. Come up here every single day and act like you care about what you're doing. So this is how people got to really operate and think, man. People got to really see it for what it is. Life will feed you the BS and tell you that it's all, you know, dandelions and flowers. And it's like, bro, no, it's not. Like I say, people will likely accept, they can't handle the cold, hard truths. People like comforting lies versus uncomfortable truths. So the world will feed you lies because it makes you feel better. But I'm not here to be operating on what I feel. I like to operate on what's real. What you feel and what's real are two different things. That's why you have a lot of these people in the cycle of life, this cyclical hamster cycle, and it's like they wonder why nothing's changing in their life, because you have become a bot. You have become an NPC in the world, to where they feed you the propaganda, you believed it, and you thought that would give you peace, happiness, and joy in life. It's a lie. I encourage people to chase and aspire towards what they actually want to do in life. Actually look at your skills. Trial and error. You're going to have to fall. You're going to have to stumble. A lot of people, 85% of first-time entrepreneurs or business owners fail. You have to fail in order to make it over to where the grass is a little bit greener. So think about this. All right. And this is the next point I'm going to talk about is from a man's perspective, man. So females, women in the comments, don't get angry at me. But the next point I'm talking about is women in terms of, and I'll tie that into love, right? I think love is a lie sometimes. I think that love isn't unconditional. I think that love is always conditional. In terms of the only individuals that get unconditional love are probably babies, kids from their parents, right? And pets from their owners. Men don't get unconditional love. It's a facade. It's a lie. It's a lie. Because naturally, in our hindbrains in biology, men are supposed to be a provider. Now, we live in a clown world today to where that area is grayed out. Oh, men are women and women are men. Of course, we live in a circus, but that's not how God created us. From a biological standpoint, we have desires and wants. Women are nurturers, they're carers, they're soft. Men are more stoic, logical, supposed to be leaders. So imagine if you actually believed in this nonsense that a woman would love you just because of who you are. That's a lie. That's a lie, bro. Because think about it. If you, and there's always a time clock, right? If you are focusing on your dreams, your goals, you're leveling up, cool, okay. But with that being said, over time, there is a time clock to where they'll be like, all right, what What's coming of this? Are you actually, and I can attest to that, man. I kind of faced it in real time with my parents, man. My dad had a dream. It didn't really manifest in quick enough time. My mom over time got frustrated, right? Because life will keep on lifing. There's bills to pay. There's things to do. So really think about that. Like, if you're going to chase a love story, don't do that as a man. Women can chase the love story in the fantasy land because women are approached. Women are meant to be taken care of. If you're a man and you think somebody's going to be in this world trying to save you, good luck, bud. Good luck. Unless you just like come across sugar mama, and even that isn't even a real relationship. That's a temporary, lustful kind of relationship. So, nah, man, love and this facade of love in the fantasy world, I don't believe in none of that, man, because there's so many times to where I prioritize the relationship. And as a man, that's the last thing you should be doing. If you have people in your circle who care about you, who support you, fine, dandy. I'm not telling y'all to knock that. But what I'm saying is you need to focus on your goals, establishing yourself, being financially secure, being able to take care of a family. If you want to take care of a family, take care of a family. A lot of this is the 50-50. And that's where you have a lot of Simpsons. You have a lot of simpletons. So think about that, man. So I really encourage y'all, focus on mission and purpose. So if you're new to the stream, man, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below where y'all from. We got 8 likes on the stream so far. Let's get to 15. Do me a favor and just double tap that screen to get a like and subscribe to the channel. So a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. If you're late to the conversation, we've addressed school, high school, middle school. We've addressed college. We've addressed the 9-to-5 mentality, man, and we've also addressed just like love and relationships. So with that being said, I even tie it into like, I think marriage sometimes it can be sketchy a little bit. Now, I'm a believer. I believe in God, and I believe that marriage is a construct God created. So I respect it from that sense. But if we look at today's day and age, and we have divorce rates through the roof, less and less children being born, right? In terms of everybody thinking that being an independent is more so, is a higher tier or is a higher echelon than actually being together. And I agree. Think about it. Think about it. I believe that we are better together than apart, male and female. Like we come together to create a union. I think that these opposites attract. But when you live in a clown world circus like we do today, to where women are more masculine, men are feminine, where are we going with this? To where you have these relationships that are just flings. Dating apps, people are, imagine to where a dating app is now the source to try to find a significant other. Honestly, that's why sometimes I say, dang, I wish I was born in the 70s or 80s, to where I wouldn't have to be scrolling all day. I would go outside and I would meet somebody and I would cherish that person. But in today's day and age, man, it's all about, man, I can find somebody better. Oh, that baby girl, she just DM'd me on social media. Ooh, I don't know if I should stay with who I'm with right now. And everybody's just clapping cheeks, man. Let's think about it. Everybody is on the fling train. So this is why I think that a lot of these things that we're conditioned to believe and understand over time are just lies, bro. They're lies. They're not real. They condition you. It's all propaganda to try to get you to just feel okay. And like I said, what you feel and what's real, 2 different things. That's why you have people reporting singleness at an extreme, people who are on depressants. Think about that, man. People who are sadder and more miserable than ever before. Now, I still believe in marriage and relationships, but the world doesn't. The world doesn't. So think about that, man. A majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a facade. It's a lie. Be sure to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And the last point I'm going to make is faith, God. I'm not going to say religion, because I think religion has been twisted and manipulated to where people who are open to believing are just looking at it like they won't even, they'll stay 10 feet away from it, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm saying this to say that I think people naturally in the world have God misconstrued. Whenever you talk about God, and I'm already knowing people in the chat are gonna start spamming, oh my God, he's talking about God? God isn't real. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know how to understand that God isn't a hateful being. You know what I mean? But man has made it to where people try to brainwash you through religion to try to get an understanding of how God operates. But man will never fully understand how God operates because God is supernatural. We are natural beings. We live in the physical. We live in the flesh. So how do you think you can fully understand the rhyme and reason behind God? Oh, well, God, if God was real, why do bad things happen in the world? Man, shut up, man. Like, that's not the point. We have already have eternal life. We are already beyond this lifetime. So when people put all their eggs in this basket, well, why do bad things happen? Well, you know what? Like, there's a greater good after this lifetime. This life is temporary. This life is fleeting. So when people try to substantiate the world and life, oh my God, well, he killed somebody. Well, God gave you free will. People don't tend to think on the opposing side of a God who would make you serve him like a slave. Imagine if God was like, you need to serve me. You can't make any choices. You have to love me. People would be like, oh man, I hate God. But now, when people can make their own choices, people can do what they want. Oh my God, I don't like God. It's like you can't win, bro. You can't win. It's tit for tat. It's tit for tat. It's all over the place, man. People need to grow up. But then it's just people trying to live in man-made pride and ego to where people just think they understand a being that's omnipotent and been here since the beginning of time. God's lowest thoughts don't even equate to man's highest thoughts. So for a man to sit here and say, well, God should do this, and well why did God? It's just like, that's a part of people lacking in faith. If people can believe God can do everything in the world, they still want to put him in a box and limit him to that extent. So it's crazy work. It's crazy work to me. It's not up to you to understand. And I think that God minimalizes a certain grasp for humans, for the capacity of the human mind. Think about this. The government hides things. The government hides things from humanity and society. Why would God expose everything to you? Think about that. The government don't even tell you about what's going on in Area 51 and aliens that have landed. Because what? It would create pure chaos to where the average mind could not even fathom. But people expect God to share everything with them. The cosmos, the galaxies. Oh, well, God needs to tell me. He needs to let me know. Oh, man, shut up, man. It's just ridiculous to me sometimes, man. And yeah, I know a lot of people probably are joining the stream and have no understanding of what I'm talking about. I know I'm rambling, y'all. But yeah, we were talking about a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. And I think that the perception of God, the perception of faith is a lie. Religion has misconstrued it, manipulated it. Even Jesus came to pretty much separate himself from what was the Pharisee mindset, religion. It's not about a checklist. Oh, well, I was good today. God, do you love me more? No, it's just about morality and ethics standards, walking in the spirit, understanding how to operate and move. It's not about your accolades, dude. So I don't know. I think a lot of people in the world are just living as bots. They can't think with critical thinking, common sense, and they don't want to lean into faith. They want to think that everything they do is self-sufficient. So it's like, it's crazy work to me. It's crazy work to me. So much love to everybody who's taking time out to join the stream. We're going to kind of read through some comments right now. And with that being said, we will kind of go back and forth of what people are saying, man. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like the stream by double tapping the screen. So we're going to scroll up a little bit. We got Lamborismo pulled up. Mr. and Miss Mercedes says clapping STDs. And the whole premise of this video is a majority of what you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. We talked about school, high school, middle school. We talked about college. We talked about the 9-to-5 mentality. We talked about women and love. And I was speaking from a male's perspective. We talked about the divorce rates in marriage. We've talked about just the playing field of dating in general today. We've talked about the misconstrued nature of how people perceive God. And this is all a man-made type of manipulation for control, right? Because, and even I would say even politics plays a big part in people just thinking about the dumbest things on earth. So Miss Pizza says, shoot, when I'm 30%, they bring that other 70%, vice versa. Being a partner is knowing what you can do to build y'all both stronger. I believe that, but I believe that we all have different roles to play. Nah, She said, I hate saying happy wife, happy life. It'll always be happy spouses, happy houses. That's a good one, but I say happy king, happy kingdom. Um, that's how I believe it is, man. Naturally, men are providers, bro. Like, if a man don't have an order and structure to the house, if he's not bringing home the bacon, you would leave him anyway. So how can we sit here and say, if we're both happy? Nah, like, that's why I believe that there's a hierarchy in faith. God, man, women, children. Like, there's a structure for a reason. Because the man has to go out into the world and create, and that he brings that back home. Women, you know, they nurture and create the family, and they sustain a legacy for generation after generation. So Robert Strickland says, God is so real. Facts. Lambarismo says, Fabian. Shout out to Lambarismo. We got Hello Friend 80908, Laugh Out Loud. We got Big J's Face. Peace be with you and God bless, brother. God bless to Big J's Faith. We said, Hello Friend says, I almost got myself into Scientology. Don't be like Tom Cruise, my brother. Don't be like Tom Cruise. That boy is lost. UFO Clip says, hi, brother, man. Shout out to UFO. Looking for something. Another BS. The answers are always within, never without. Facts. You always got to turn within, man. Look within and you'll find a lot of answers. But you know what's within? The divine, the creator. Always turn to the creator to understand purpose for the creation. Okay, we got Star Orion Drift. Hey, back again. Shout out to Star Orion. Much love, man. Keep showing up. You're going to have moderator status very soon, my bro. We got Aqua Lath YouTube. We've seen a lot of people that have been back into the stream, man. Much love to y'all. Okay, and we got, hey, Lambarismo, I'm good, brother. How's the weather in Australia? Yeah, Australia. Shout out to the Aussies out there. Hey, Fabian, I'm back. Facts, facts. Miss Peter says, look at yourself before saying someone else needs to do something. People are so quick to blame God. I best believe we'll be begging him for the Savior. Facts, facts. People are crazy, man. Yeah, God is great. God is good all the time. You know, but every knee shall bow, every tongue will confess. At the end of the day, like, the truth will be the truth. And you wonder why Christianity is the most hated, right? The enemy attacks it the strongest because I believe it's the truth. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So, Aqua says hi, says it all. It's one today in Scotland, bro. Not always. Lamborghini's, but it happens so often it's quite annoying. But on the upside, I did have youth groups. Okay, these guys are going back and forth. My uncle wasn't a provider. We got Habibi says, yo, Hassan, hello, hello. I've been looking within, but my uncle still keeps up his old ways. What you talking about, man? Look, God is hands off with a lot of this stuff. I mean, we could go to the depths with that argument. We got Detailed Gaming in the chat. I think that God has instilled us with everything that we need to do. We still need to reverence the creator, right? But at the same time, I always am an advocate for it. The kingdom is within you. God is within you. That's why Jesus said we will do greater things upon of what he did. So understand that when you're always looking externally, oh my God, you have a lack mindset, lack will be curated in your life. We are abundance individuals, have an abundance mindset. So yeah. You're capable. Don't think that everything needs to be handed out to you. Faith without works is dead, right? We got Ronaldinho, you the best, www. I don't know who internet persona is, but like, what's the hate for your uncle? What did Buddy do, man? Do you pronounce your name F-A-U-B? It's Fabian. Okay, Lambarismo, WW Slowmo, I gotta go. Shout out to everybody that took time to join, man. We've had a lot of streams and we just caught up to all the chats in the stream, man. Let me know what y'all doing this morning. Let me know what y'all getting into. We got 10 likes on the stream. Much love to y'all. Let's get to 15 on this video. I did drop a short form live stream last night. And this is what I'm gonna start doing, uploading just live stream content. I'm gonna do my hour live streams. I'm gonna do like 10-minute segment live streams. I'm going to do 30-minute live streams. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go live because I love being able to engage with the people in real time, man. This is the best way to talk to the people. A lot of my long form videos don't really get traction like that. It's hit or miss. So let's go. All right, we got Miss Pizza says, how can you explain or justify or sympathize or understand when it comes to homosexuality? Do you feel someone should have a gay have a say on someone else's doing, or is it truly love thy neighbor no matter what? I think it's love thy neighbor no matter what, right? But you know, God calls us to not be forceful in our approach, right? I don't want to be like, hey, you gotta, well, hey, you're doing wrong, you know, because like I always think about how Jesus would operate. And think about that. Jesus wouldn't sit there and be like, well, you're gay. And nah, it's always an approach in love, right? But we do know the standard, right? We do know God has an order to things. So it's either you believe in his order or not. We know what the word says. So internally, I understand that. But do I love him any less? No. It's like they say, hate the sin, but you still love the sinner, right? So at the end of the day, I think there will be a time and a place to where you can have a conversation. Will they be receptive to it? Probably not. So that's my approach. I don't think that we should condemn them. I think that naturally we should be able to have a conversation if it comes to that point. But I'm not going to be like, hey, bro, you're gay. I don't like you. Hey, you know, God doesn't like what you're doing, even though we know the truth, right? So that's how I would approach that. I mean, I think that you should always move in grace and love and respect. And you should always love your neighbor no matter what. Like, period. Point blank, period. So you should always be able to point out flaw. Like, but I think that it's a certain balance you have to find, right? I'm not going to condemn somebody or come from a hateful perspective. So yeah, just like UFO Clip says, we should advise of doing wrong. He tells us to do so, but not talk bad about them. So yeah, I think that you have to be able to use the gifting and the skills that God gave you. Some people are articulate. Some people know how to lean into a conversation a certain way. Some people are observant. They know how to, you know, dive into a conversation at a certain time or place. Like, so this is how I would take that. It's like, you still have to be able to impart the truth. You can't just willy-nilly, la da 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 da. Nah, but you still got to approach it in love. So however you do that, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But like, I always think about what would Jesus do. And I know Jesus wouldn't be like, oh my, he's not going to come off in a hateful way. But Jesus always spoke in parables, man. He just spoke in such a wise way that he could get his point across without even like, it would just be so effortless. It would be so fluid. And that wisdom is wisdom of God, right? I couldn't even fathom being able to approach a conversation like that, like Jesus would. He would just it would be a master class. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you think about the way he spoke, sometimes it's just like, it just made you question like your whole life and existence. You'd be like, what? But it's so deep. You know, it's so deep. So much love to y'all, man. Much love to y'all taking time to join the stream this morning. I'm going to be dedicated to doing these live streams every single morning. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. I'm trying to break that as quickly as possible. But, you know, all in due time. All in due time. But like I said, I'm going to be uploading these streams a lot. So don't be frustrated if I post a stream and it's 10 minutes long and you're like, oh, I missed the stream. Because these streams aren't always meant to be fully engaging. You know, just from a content creation perspective, it's a quick way to upload videos and content. I can go live, drop a 10-minute video, and it immediately posts to my channel. Versus if I record on camera, I have to record it, I have to upload it to my computer, I have to edit the video if I need to, then I have to export it, then I have to upload it to YouTube. So I think live streaming is just a more efficient way. And like I said previously, I love being able to talk to y'all in real time and you know, give encouragement. So my whole premise on this channel is to provide encouragement, you know, and just, we talk about faith, we talk about philosophy, we talk about psychology, we talk about the world. We talk about how, you know, how much of a circus we live in. So I encourage y'all to separate yourself from the normalities of the world because it's going down the drain. It's going down the drain, y'all. The smartphone era. I don't need to talk to anybody. I can just scroll all day. It's like there's no communication. There's no community anymore. People don't like people. You know what I mean? So it's a weird thing. We have gender wars. Men don't like women. Women don't like men. We have race wars. all the races are hateful towards each other. We got politic wars to where it's like, oh, it's the Dems versus the Republicans. It's crazy work to me. We're living in one of the most hateful periods of time. So I'm just trying to bridge the gap in a certain place. So we got to be able to just walk in love and encouragement. We got a cool person alive says Martin Luther King should be humbled. UFO Clip says not everyone can hear the parables. Facts. Hey, only his sheep, right? I mean, not always. Sometimes you can kind of hold somebody's hand, I would say. Barwick says Bernie Mac. Hey, my boy Bernie, man. RP Bernie Mac, man. That was my dog. Oh, that real dog. I used to always watch the Bernie Mac show, man. RP to the GOAT comedian. I prefer when you do the streams, though, to the only stream I listen to. I appreciate that, man. We got Barwick says, that's nice. Aqua says, I agree. Barwick says, true. Jeff says, which of these Trump policies do you support most? mRNA, vaccines, Israel first, or infrastructure? That's a trick question, bro. I don't know. I don't really like to talk politics, man. It's just not my thing. I try to get into it for a period of time on my other channel. I was doing a lot of politic-based reactions and content. It just don't stir my spirit, man. I just can't talk about these things all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I only say it's a trick question because it's just going to upset people in the comments. Oh my God, you didn't want to talk about Israel? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lose-lose every time. And then as soon as you talk about it, it turns into a heated argument. It's like, man, we can't just talk about things. It's not just, we can't just debate. So that's what I mean when it's a trick question, man. No matter what you answer, somebody's going to have contention with it. I'm in Australia and it's crazy. Shout out to Australia, man. Martin Luther King look a whole lot like Don King. What ain't? That boy talking about the great Fatsby. Whoa. Aussies in the building. What made you start YouTube? I love your videos. I originally started doing reaction content, man. I got another channel called Fort Worth Fabian. I got 50,000, I got like 52,000 subscribers on that channel, but like that channel tanked. I mean, it's still monetized. I still make money off of it, but the reactions don't have true meaning to me anymore. I started off doing music content, a lot of old school music, a lot of the legacy classic historical bands and artists from like the 70s and the 80s. And that's what started my YouTube journey, man. But when I was doing that, a lot of that content is copyrighted. So I couldn't make money off of it. It wasn't like the channel was profitable. So then I started segueing into other types of reactions, man. And with that, it's like, God, I feel like I found purpose, man. I would always pray to find purpose in my life. Nothing ever gave me fulfillment, but like this channel is something I really like am dedicated to. I want to grow because like I believe I've been gifted. A lot of people have told me that, man, I like the way you encourage people. I like the way you speak. Like people have always told me this, and I never thought about like taking it serious. And so there's times to where I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to do TED Talks. So that's what made me start this channel. But, you know, the other channel, I started off doing music reactions. I love your videos. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Miss Peaches, do you feel someone can be bisexual, can be with someone wholeheartedly? It's against that. Do you think they can make it? One is very godly and the other is not. I mean, I think you probably answered that to your question, right? We know about being equally yoked. Excuse me. If you're not equally yoked, it'll never work out. A lot of people say don't marry people who don't have the same political views as you. A lot of people say, obviously, don't marry people who don't have the same religious views as you or belief system as you. So I think that it could cause contention over time. So you just got to be smart enough to be like, okay, in the long term, this may not work out because of X, Y, and Z. You got good spirits, brother. Shout out to Jeff, man. Much love. I'm a sub to all subscribed. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all subbing to the channel. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing live streams more. Jeff subscribed. Shout out to Jeff. Barwick says, nice, Bree. What part of Australia you from? Hate from Georgia. Much love, man. When people hate, we elevate. When people hate, we create. Shout out to y'all. You're good at speaking. I try, man. I try. The book of James is objectively amazing, whether you're a Christian or not. Fantastic principles to be a good man. That's the thing, man. The Bible is filled with just wisdom, just like principle, structure. It's crazy how people dismiss it, but then it's just like it's a guideline on how to just be sharp in life. And obviously furthermore, there's a multitude. We can't really, I don't know, I can't sum up the Bible in a sentence, but man, it's just so much wisdom and like the stories, man. It's just like in real time, you're seeing examples and situations play out to where it's like, it's a no-brainer to me. So much love to y'all, man. If you're new to the stream, if you just joined the stream, comment down below where y'all tuning in from. I see India, I see Australia, I see England, Tasmania, crazy work. So subscribe to the channel, like the stream, man. It's very easy to like the video. You can double tap the screen. Let's get to 15 likes on this video. Tasmanian Devil used to be my favorite Looney Tune. The Tasmanian Devil used to be my favorite Looney Tune, man. I used to like him and everybody's gonna say Bugs Bunny, you know what I mean? But I used to like Speedy Gonzalez. Arriba, arriba. That boy was fast. Man, Speedy Gonzalez, man. Comment down below if y'all remember the Looney Tunes. Classics. We got Sniper. He says hello, bro. Shout out to India. Barwick says nice. Excuse me, man. Excuse me. I was in the steam room earlier, and my congestion's all funny now, but you know, I'm getting a lot of that phlegm, all of that out of my nose and things of that sort. From Columbus, Ohio, facts. Shout out to Columbus. Shout out to Jay. Miss Peaches, thanks, just subbed. Shout out to Miss Peaches, man, and all the best. I know that you said your daughter, or I believe your child is in school right now, going into college, I think you mentioned. If I remember correctly, man, all the best to y'all. God bless. Save Lab Rat, save Earth. NYC Rat, man, I remember seeing him in the stream a few days ago. Man, you seen the rats, the size of the rats in New York City? They're like the size of a cat. The last time that I saw, when I used to live in San Diego, California, man, that was the last time that I saw a huge rat. And I used to see a lot of mice too. Crazy, being out in Florida, I don't really see a lot of that stuff. You see a whole lot of reptilians, you know? It's 10:53, love the Looney Tunes, not much. I was born in 97. You ever try coconut water ice cold? Nah, I haven't tried it ice cold, but I know coconut water is good. I love drinking Body Armor. Body Armor has coconut water in it. Snout Jicks got goods. No, I don't. Some Moline leaf tea in you. Okay, never heard of that. Never heard of that. We got Lenny in the building. Shout out to Lenny, man. Shout out to all the new joiners. Everybody that's new to the channel, subscribe, man. We do these live streams every morning. I know it's Friday, so, you know, there may not be too much going on in everybody's day to day. Me personally, I like Fridays because I get a half day. But I'm gonna log off here soon and check my emails. NYC rats, straight up wombats, facts. They're like possums. We got river rats evolve in the wild. Ours are bigger than cats. Crazy work. Barwick, I think, yeah, he said he's from Tasmania. What's the one animal y'all would never want to run across or come across in real life? Comment down below. I'll give y'all mine. A grizzly bear. I would never want to come across a grizzly or a brown bear. Black bear, even though they still probably destroy you, right? Any bear, I would say. Bro, a polar bear? Oh my day. Oh my days. Polar bears would destroy you. We got 15 likes. Much love to y'all, man. Much love to y'all. If you haven't liked already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Lenny. Put the thumbs up. We got Bariskma says, bro, pray for me, man. What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Miss Peaches says it helps with phlegm, congestion in the lungs. Bet. I need to drink me some tea. I drink coffee religiously, man. I always drink coffee. Barish, you got this, brother. See, I like the community, man. We got good community here to where we uplift each other. We encourage each other. We even pray for each other. Hello, brother. How are you? Shout out to Joe Amuz. He said a lion. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, a lion. I think I'd be more afraid of a tiger, though. Lions are ferocious, but tigers are deadly. Tigers are just a lethal predator. He said, how much for a pound, Unc? I don't smoke, man. That was a pastime. Barwick says, a big red kangaroo, man. Kangaroos are savage. I see some kangaroo videos to where I saw a video to where a kangaroo was almost drowned a dog. And the owner had to like wrestle the dog from the kangaroo, and he tried to like box the kangaroo a little bit, but don't box a kangaroo. You'll get beat up. You see kangaroos and they're like swole. I'm like, how do you get that swole? A drop bear. Yeah, a bear, man. Bears are ridiculously crazy. Like the bear is the most savage. Family's good, man. Family's good. Yeah, big red kangaroo. He said, pray for me to overcome my sins. Man, we all struggle. We all struggle with it day to day, but I would say the one thing that you should know and believe in is the fact that, you know, Jesus died on the cross for our sins. It's finished. So you should never like bear the guilt of sin any longer. You know, there's a prayer that I'm gonna read out loud to the chat real quick, that it really encompasses to where people need to really understand the magnitude of what Jesus did. You know, don't feel guilty about falling. We fall to get up again. You know, we fall and we struggle, but they don't define us. Where's this prayer at? Let me see if I can find it real quick, man. So, Father, through Yeshua's declaration that all work is finished, every work needed for my victory has already been completed. I stand on the finished work of the cross. I am free from the penalty of sin. Every demonic stronghold trying to establish itself through my mind, family, or circumstances has been utterly defeated. I enforce Yeshua's victory. I've been made righteous through Yeshua's perfect sacrifice. I approach your throne with confidence. So always circle back and approach the throne with confidence. Jesus on the cross said it is finished. He's the sacrificial lamb. I always plead his blood. I always plead his blood over your life, over people's life, but declare and plead these things, right? It's not up to you to live a perfect life. We're sinners, but encourage yourself each and every day to not fall into the guilt of that. You know, it's like I forgot that specific phrasing, but it's like we fall 10 times to get back up 20 times. Like, you just got to keep going, man. But don't live in the guilt. That's the enemy's plan, to be like, oh, you sinned again. Ha ha ha, you're a failure. Like, we're not failures, man. We're conquerors, we're warriors, we're overcomers. So don't let that limit you. You shouldn't be discouraged, man. I plead the goodness, grace, and mercy of Jesus Christ over you, bro. You'll be good. You're good. He said, saw that. He literally punched a kangaroo, yeah. He said coffee's gonna make that phlegm worse. I don't know. I can't stop drinking coffee. You know how there's all these like studies on how they say people who drink coffee every day, tend to live longer. You know how there's always like the positives and then the studies on the negatives. And it's the same with like wine. A glass of wine a day is good for your heart. They be like, 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day is good for your heart and your blood flow, good for your liver. People who tend to drink coffee live longer. People who drink coffee have a lower risk of cancerous disease. Like, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you one thing, coffee's a good pre-workout for me. Easter Grays, don't even, brother. Please spread the message. Beautiful voice to you. Did you take your morning dump? Man, coffee will run right through you and make you, you know what I mean? God has your back. Facts. Nice. Yeah, the devil wants you to like sit in your frustrations and your guilt. But God is the end all be all. So yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all taking time to join me this morning, man. We got 15 likes on the video. If you haven't liked, go ahead and like the video. Let's get to 20 likes if possible. We've been live for 51 minutes. This hour definitely went by very quickly. If you have any additional commentary, drop it in the comments. If you have subject matter or things y'all want me to cover in terms of like any themes, put them in the comment section. I'll definitely address them in the form of a video or a live stream. So yeah, we did a live stream last night. As far as content moving forward, I do plan on possibly dropping another short form stream today. So check that out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. Barwick says the devil is not as bad as you think. Yeah, he's not bad at all. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about he's not bad as in he's good. He's not bad as in he's not a threat. He's nothing to be worried about. You know who's bad? God is bad. Who bad? Like Michael said, who's bad? The devil is just he's a peon, compared to the power and the magnitude of the Lord our God. Jay said, steak or wings, you can only have one forever. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I've been on a steak bender for the longest. Like, I've been destroying steak. But I think personally wings, because I think obviously wings are better for you, right? You don't want to eat red meat for too much. I don't think it's that healthy for you, but like I think I would have wings for a lifetime. Nah. And the thing about wings is you can switch it up. I get my garlic parm. I like Wingstop, so I get garlic Parmesan wings. I get lemon pepper wings. I can get my buffalo original hot. You know what I mean? So that would just be my thing. You can have variety when it comes to wings. Steak would just be a medium steak for the rest of your life. I mean, maybe you could switch up the cut. New York, ribeye, flank. So yeah, I think you could be versatile still with your cut of steak, but or even filet. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to eat steak every day. There's a point in time to where I was eating steak like a lot, and it started to make me feel weird. It started to make me feel sick. And my number twos were the worst. I'm telling you right now, it just ran right through me. So I think like the red meat affects you in a certain way. But me personally, steak is not my favorite cut of red meat. I love brisket. If you said wings or brisket, I think I'd have to say brisket. I don't know. I love brisket. Brisket, people always be like, steak or brisket? I'll be like, brisket. Whether it's the point or the flat, whether you're getting super moist or lean cut, like brisket, man. The only thing about brisket is you have to smoke it. So it takes so long to cook it. That's the only downfall of it. A steak, you can just throw it in the cast iron, right? Throw it on the grill. Brisket, man, to get that smoke ring, to get that bark. Oh man, brisket's different. And I'm from Texas, so you already know barbecue's our forte. So I think that growing up eating barbecue, pork ribs, beef ribs, barbecue hands down is one of my favorite like cuisines to eat, period. Like, so brisket is my go-to every single time. Barwick says you need a balanced diet. Jay says, true, you could snack 3 or 4 wings and smash 20 when you're hungry. Yeah. See, wings, you can switch them up. Blue cheese or ranch? Are y'all fans of blue cheese or ranch? I like both. But there's a point where I was on a blue cheese bender. Then I went to ranch and I was just like, all I get now. So veggies, potatoes. Yeah, I love potatoes. Potatoes are my favorite. But potatoes are so versatile. French fries, mashed potatoes, baked potato, dauphinoise potato, scallop potato, potato wedges. Like, you can do anything with a potato. Potato pancake, like, come on, man. Hash browns, like, it never ends. It never ends. Jay says specifically that end cut, facts. It says both, but I put ranch on everything. But now blue on everything. Yeah, I put ranch on everything. Like, a lot of people don't like ranch on pizza. That's my go-to. I love ranch. Lamborismo said, what does ranch taste like? No way, you've never had ranch before. You're telling me y'all don't have ranch in y'all's local supermarket? I know you're from a different country, I forget, but so it probably won't taste the same as American ranch, but you should at least try it somewhere or get it ordered. Order it. It's funny, when I was a kid, you know, in like elementary school, to where they always make you fill out the questionnaires. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I always put down French fries. Like French fries, I don't eat them anymore now because I'm more so on like a health type of journey. You know, I'm trying to stay away from fried food as much as possible. But French fries, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. Steak fries, curly fries, waffle fries. Come on, man. Come on, man. Fries are the greatest, the GOAT. And they go with everything. You can eat fries and wings, steak and fries. You know, like, you know, fish and chips, like they like to call it in England. But it's like a fried fish with French fries. It's just fire. Fire. For real, honest though. Do you know Kabi Lame? No, I don't know who that is. In Australia, it's chips. You see, facts. See, I spent a lot of time in England, so they call it fish and chips over there. Ronnie Coleman fries. I don't know what those are. A lot of people make those Parmesan fries too, or truffle fries. I'm not a big fan of the truffle fries. I like the Parmesan fries though. Heat, pure fire. But I had an obsession with steak frite. I was making steak and fries like weekly at a point in time. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all taking time to join, man. We've been live for nearly an hour now. We got 15 likes on the stream. If you haven't liked already, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and log off at the hour mark, but it was good conversing with y'all. Originally, this video started off with us talking about, you know, the facade of life. You know, chase your truth, chase your reality. And a lot of people say your truth doesn't exist, and that's right. There's one truth, right? Like, but when I say that, I say what is true to you and your reality in terms of your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, because that's not everybody else's understanding or perception of life. You know, there's natural truths, right? Like 1+1 is 2. The sky is blue. Like we get that. But I encourage people to actually approach and pursue what they want, because there's too many people in today's day and age that limit themselves and they try to follow the crowd. They don't want to separate themselves, and people try to encourage them to be like everybody else. Don't be a bot. Don't be an NPC, man. Be uniquely yourself. Brawick, yes. Oh, we got Shunaba, man. You joined late, man. We just hit the hour mark. I'm about to sign off. I gotta check my emails and things of that sort. So I appreciate you joining, man. Give me a like if you can. We got Jay says you're great, bro. Anybody's lucky to actually talk to you, mean that. Bless. God bless, man. Much love and thanks thanks for the conversation. Thanks for joining. Don't be a boss, be a leader. Water the plants around you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all need to clip that. Y'all need to clip that. So much love to y'all, man. Much love to y'all. And shout out to all the haters too. God bless y'all, man.